Dan, Ravens pretenders or contenders?
I think they're pretenders. I've said it all year. I think Lamar Jackson's performance has covered up the reality of this football team. The truth is, Molly, this team has no business being 8-4. The only reason they are is because their quarterback for about 8 weeks, 9 weeks was the MVP of the NFL. You're not supposed to have the injuries that they have, and we'll see what happens with Marlon Humphrey, and be a contending football team. And I think what we've seen over the last 4 weeks is, one, this is one of, if not the sloppiest pass games in the NFL. I don't understand how Coach Harbaugh is such a ridiculously good coach. And in the conversation for Coach of the Year, and the lack of detail, the lack of precision, the lack of rhythm in their pass game. It is so sloppy. And think about 2 weeks ago when Lamar's running all over the place, he launches that ball to Mark Andrews and he makes that incredible catch, and like 2 plays later, the touchdown, and everyone celebrates. That's not sustainable. And I think what you saw again last night was them having things in their offense that aren't sustainable. Lamar backpedaling, launching the ball up, it becomes an interception because for 6 or 7 weeks, this offense refuses to have a plan for when teams are going to all-out pressure them. It started with Cincinnati, then it went to Miami. Every defense they have played since the Bengals has come and played man coverage, no safety, and blitzed them. And that ends up being the interception that Mika Fitzpatrick has. You think they want those 3 points back that they had on the board because no plan? So I hate the passing game right now. They're too dependent on Lamar being remarkably special. On defense, I'm going to play man coverage, and if our defensive line gets home, great. And if not, we're going to get gutted. And I think the injuries are too much to overcome.
And I thought, a couple plays in there, I thought Lamar was holding on to the ball. There was one play, Mark Andrews.
No doubt.
And he could have gotten it, but I felt his confidence wasn't there to let that ball go. And let me tell you something. What teams are doing is making Lamar play football from the pocket. And everybody's coming. We're going to get rid of you. We're going to keep you in the pocket or get the ball out of your hands. 8 straight games he have not scored a rush touchdown. Lamar Jackson can't beat you just from the pocket. They are a contender. I believe Baltimore is a contender, but they have to get back to smash mouth football, power football, and include Lamar and get back down to getting in the green zone and taking what they want. They cannot continue to sit back and try to pass. We kept talking about Lamar has the advance as a passer. He has the advance as a passer. He can never become a guy that's just a passer. He'll never become that. He is a dual threat, and you got to let him use that threat. He has to score touchdowns with his legs, not just trying to score.
I believe he's electrifying. I believe that Lamar Jackson is a superstar talent that was a former league MVP, and you're right, Dan, for 8 weeks was the league MVP. That's how spectacular he looked. But I said it years ago, I said it last year, and I'll say it again. Do I believe in him? I got to see it to believe it. Come postseason time, because I haven't seen it yet. And let me tell you something right now. You talk about the offensive woes and what have you. Defensively, they've given up 22, 10, and 20 points in the last 3 weeks, okay? That is not shabby. That's not bad at all, okay? It's their offense that's a problem, and we recognize that. Let's analyze the roster for a second here, because you're talking about guys that have been injured, and we understand that. We ain't talking offensively, are we? Latavius Murray arrives there. We understand they had some injuries prior to that, and that's why he's there. Hollywood Brown was in the lineup. Mark Andrews was in the lineup. Sammy Watkins was in the lineup. Rashad Bateman was in the lineup. I mean, you've got weapons. What you have is what Michael Irvin just pointed to. You have a dual threat, an electrifying runner from the quarterback position en route to a third consecutive 1,000-yard rushing season from the quarterback position. It's already never been done 2 times in back-to-back by anybody, or just 2 times by a quarterback until Lamar Jackson did it last year. He's on the verge of doing it this year. It doesn't freaking matter, because what they've learned to do is contain them to some degree, keep them in the pocket. And what they're doing is daring him to throw the football. And I have held on religiously to this belief that when you are a quarterback, you're supposed to be able to fling that football from the pocket under duress, because that's what makes all-world quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And come playoff time, I will remind you, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, even Mac Jones,
but
possibly Joe Burrow, possibly Justin Herbert. I'm looking at quarterbacks who can fling the football, and all I'm saying is I'm not discounting Baltimore. But what I'm saying is I have to see it to believe it from Lamar Jackson come postseason time. Not just the game against Tennessee. I got to see it. You got to make a run.
Lamar can throw the football now.
Yeah, I didn't say he can't throw it.
I know. Lamar can throw
Right.
the ball, but Lamar he'll never be a Tom Brady kind of
But he
quarterback.
doesn't have to be
He'll
because
never.
no one else can be Lamar as a runner.
Right, and that's what I'm saying too, Dan. And that's why I say you got to.
I don't like the narrative that Lamar is not elite or
Right.
in the upper echelon.
No, I
as
didn't
a
say he's not
passer.
elite either. I'm saying you got to show it in the postseason.
Well, of course, but
That's what I'm saying.
And that's
That's all.
fair. And that's fair. I think we do have to point to the injuries on offense, though, Stephen A. Like this is a team that has had 15 different starting offensive line groupings. That's the third most in the NFL. Rashad Bateman, I don't know like where he was yesterday. They had him on the bench for most of the game. And you point to the defense and you point, I'm going to go Stephen A. They played Miami, Chicago, Cleveland, and
That's
Pittsburgh
fair.
offensively
That's
in the last month. So I'm telling you, the defense has got, the last time they played a good offense, Minnesota, they got 31 hung on their head.
Yep.
So the injuries.
34 before that.
Here's the reality for Lamar in this offense right now. The last place you want your quarterback to be is thinking he has to play hero ball while needing to play hero ball. That's the reality for this football team. They need Lamar to play hero ball, and sometimes he's going to play hero ball, and sometimes it's going to hurt negatively.
Just
that's
like
why those
yesterday.
sacks were yesterday. So that's why there's so many uncontrollable holes on this football team or issues with their football team.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're a bad team. I'm saying there's so much to overcome injury-wise that they can't be legit contenders.
Let me ask you something, Dan. The last play, right? 2-point conversion. He misses Mark Andrews. Right, little touch. But now, do you get him credit for getting that ball off?
Oh, yeah.
Watt was right there. He had to move to try to get that ball off. I thought maybe a little touch, or I could have had Mark Andrews just plow out of there a little bit.
Yeah,
just run. He turned too quick. Go run right now.
Tell me if you agree with this. I think that is an incredibly difficult throw and an incredibly difficult catch, and I think one of those guys makes that play 99 out of 100 times.
Right, I
it
do
just
too.
happened that
I do
Eagles
too.
did yesterday.
I do.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.